Welcome to the DooDoo Diva Smells Like Money podcast. I'm your host, Suzan Chin-Taylor, CEO and founder of Creative Raven, the firm that helps wastewater industry contractors and manufacturers unlock the power of digital marketing, AI, and PR to boost sales and opportunities. Whether it's through our online marketing and lead generation programs or providing a fully outsourced marketing department, we are passionate about helping businesses in the wastewater and civil infrastructure sectors not just survive, but thrive in today's digital world. Each episode, I'll be bringing you expert tips and strategies to help you grow and succeed. Let's dive in. Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the DooDoo Divas Smells Like Money podcast. Today, we are visiting with Patricia Rubio, who is the founder of Customers Fit. And this is a really interesting service. And we're going to have two episodes here with Paty because there's so much to cover, because what she offers with this service can be used in a myriad of ways. But for the purpose of this first episode, we are going to be talking about how customer insight data can really help you as an entity, whether you are a big sewer service contractor dealing with, government contracts, to a municipality delivering utility services to your customer, and the plumber who's coming into people's homes, or, septic pumper, portable, any type of service business. The principles of this and how data is so important in guiding your business decisions were something that I just felt would be of great interest and really very useful to you, my listeners. And so, Paty, thank you for being willing to share your information and your knowledge with us and for coming onto the show today.
Absolutely, Susan, it's a pleasure. I mean, it's really an honor being part of your show and your podcast.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, Paty and I met on LinkedIn, and I was just really fascinated by what she's doing with, her Customers Fit business. And so tell us a little bit about what exactly this is, and maybe a little bit about your background, and what is customer insight data. And then we'll start to do a little bit deeper dive on how you actually get this data without giving away the secret sauce, because that's your proprietary information. So yeah, 101 of customer insights.
Absolutely. Well, for starters, after 20 years or so, Susan, of being always working with people in multiple ways in different industries, I've discovered how entrepreneurs, business owners fall into the same traps over and over. In one way, we begin with, let's get clients, right? Let's get customers. Right. I have a great idea. I have a great project. I want to serve this specific customer. But we begin with, most entrepreneurs begin with, this is what I want. And we have a hard time identifying what is it that I can do for others? What's the problem that I can solve? So that's how we all start this is how I identify that the businesses that have the highest success are the ones who focus on the customer first. What is the customer or the client, even the employee, right? You mentioned the plumber. What are they trying to achieve? What is it that their goals are, their outcomes? What can they get out of the relationship with me, whether it's personal or business? So that's what drove the creation of Customers Fit after, again, 20 years in different industries. The psychology behind how can we not only obtain our clients, but also help them grow at the same time with them, right, as a business, and help them stay for the longest time. That's the reason behind Customers Fit. It's always about data, patterns, people, understanding what they need, and how we create this atmosphere where you understand what they're trying to achieve, regardless of the level. your client, if it's even a municipality, as you mentioned, there are people behind it, right? It's not just an institution. You want to win a deal, then you need to understand the mechanics. Who are the judges? What are the requirements? What are the things that they're asking for, they're looking for? How do they see themselves in the next 60, 90, 1 year, 3 years, 6 years? And how do you make sure that they are successful so that they see you as an ally? And what happens is that not only, I mean, I guess most of us begin with that idea, with that passion, but on the road, we tend to take it for granted. We become
Yeah.
complacent. We have a client and they don't complain, they don't say anything, and we assume that they are okay. When, as you can see, we've talked about this, right? How every day you have new competition, even though your customers might be telling you they seem to be okay. Usually a silence is a sign that either you're not offering enough things to them, or you stop caring enough for their success. So that's pretty much what I do, regardless of industry. I've worked in different industries, but the pattern is the same. Is about getting in touch with your main clients, making sure what's the decision process, right? Who else is involved? And making sure that you have very clear expectations on the outcomes and the timeline.
And what's really interesting about this and what you're saying is that very often, especially if it's a really good client that you've been working with for a long time, you've established this, this really nice rapport, you're right, they may be quiet. And because maybe there's a friendship there or there's some loyalty, that they may not want to divulge what it is that they wish you would do for them. Some people are very upfront. I mean, I have a lot of clients. I mean, I have one client I've worked with for 20 years, and they're very upfront about what they want. I mean, they're just like, hey, could you do this? But then I have some other ones where I have to bring the idea to the table and say, I think you might benefit from this. And then they'll say, yeah, I was thinking about asking you about that, but I wasn't sure if I should or if it'd be asking too much. And so it's that unspoken, you don't know what you don't know. And like you were saying, it's reading into what isn't being said that's more important than what is being spoken out loud. And so one of the interesting things, as you were telling me how this could work, is one purpose, and I think this is really important for entrepreneurs, is you want to grow your business. And you're finding, okay, I'm losing more customers, or maybe I'm keeping my customers, but I need to get new ones. I'm trying to scale my business, but I'm not winning as many bids as I would like to. Or I get a customer, but for whatever reason, they don't stay with me. They like the service, but am I charging too much? There's also that perception of, am I charging too little so that they think I'm going to do shoddy work and there isn't that perceived value when you give it away? So there's all these little, signs and tipping points in asking. And so wouldn't it be cool, and this is what you do, wouldn't it be cool to have a crystal ball to tell us why are certain things going a certain way and what we need to do about that? And so that's what I really want to know, is that how do you go about this, in the whole process of getting this information for someone. And also something that I was surprised, I'm going to let you reveal it, of how quickly you can get this data in your hands so that you can start working on it and implementing key changes that will move the needle for the business. So I'm going to zip my lip now and let you really, explain this whole thing.
Yes. And so Susan, you touch very important points. One of the most relevant ones is that it's not that you don't know how to run your business. You've been doing it for years, right? And I'm
Right.
speaking not only about you and your audience and every one of us. We know how to run our business. However, it happens to the best of us that
Mm.
we can read the label from inside the bottle. So we need those external eyes to help us see from a macro perspective, not so much a micro perspective or point of view, what is going on at a higher level. Not only the mismatch between the clients that might seem like they are bringing a lot of revenue, but in reality, the profit might not be that much. We all have
Mm.
those clients, right? Or those who drain you.
Oh,
And you can tell, I mean, you've been working with them for years and you don't know exactly how to handle those situations. So that's one aspect. We have another aspect where you mentioned it. You want to win a bid. You don't know exactly how. So understanding who's behind it or the patterns between who usually assigns those bids or how those are win in the past might give you clues as well as how to win them. And what is happening, I mean, everything is fast. We want results fast. And that's part of how I have adapted delivering results. The way that it used to have to be is hire a consultancy, wait for 30, 60, 90 days, and then you get your report with the results that you don't like and things that might not be even applicable to you. What I do is that even within 10 days, I can go and get you very specific information on whether areas where you are lacking or leaking this revenue, upsells, maybe a client where you can do an upsell or offer something more or price differently. And and again, it all begins with 10 days. You don't need to wait months because after you get a clear blueprint, you can then start executing and have a 30, 60, or 90 days implementation plan
mm.
where, I mean, one thing is knowing exactly what's the treatment when you attend a physician, right? Or a doctor because you feel pain. So we begin by diagnosing and auditing. That's what we get within 10 days. Then you can see the bigger picture and see, oh, these are the areas where I need to make some adjustments. And usually that's what takes time. So implementing and seeing the results, that's what might start happening within 30, 60, 90 days. And usually what you want is to keep that momentum, right? It's like when you
Right.
get your teeth fixed or you get braces, you want it to stay that way. You want the to continue having that accountability, like just making sure
Mm.
that things are working properly. And that's how I work.
Yep. And I also think, the data insights too, if it's a business that is thinking about expanding or offering a new service, should I buy another vac truck? Should I start offering relining? Should I, X fill in the blank? And it's, you may think because the salesperson that wants you to buy this new equipment is saying, oh, there's a demand in the market. Oh, yeah. Is there really? And so it's, do you know how to do the market research to determine if I get this, am I actually going to be able to make money off of it? Is there a need for what I'm going to be adding into my business in my particular marketplace? Perhaps it's saturated. Perhaps there's someone else that's doing this that has the market locked up. And I'm not going to be, this would not be a good decision for me. And so in those instances, I know part of your secret sauce is to actually go out and talk to customers and talk to the market and ask those questions that I know and and anybody listening, if we were to go out and ask those questions, some people might give us an honest answer, but others will feel compelled to tell us what they think we need to hear. But yet a third party who really, it doesn't matter one way or another which way you answer, is going to be more apt to get a real answer, a truthful answer of the true lay of the land for you than you going out and asking. And honestly, we're busy running our business. Do we have the time to go and do that?
Yes.
Probably not. Probably not.
Yes. Yes. You brought a great point, Susan. And a lot of business owners and CEOs and founders that I work with can have different needs. All of them have no time. That's the commonality, right? You know your business. However, you either need a unbiased lenses to have these hard conversations with your clients, and most of the times it's they you will be surprised. People actually want to talk to you, especially when you have provided them for a long time with a good service. They want to talk to you. They want to see you succeed. They want to recommend you to other businesses like them. They want to see you succeed. And you've mentioned this before, Susan, and that's what I love about this industry is that the lifetime value is significant, which means that you are offering and delivering a good service. And that kind of creates this responsibility, right? To even reinforce these conversations and make sure that, one, you are hearing your customers so that they tell you exactly how much they love you and why, with a specific quantification. We need to quantify, because the moment that you can quantify how are you better compared to others, everybody else starts listening. We talk about this. Remember how most testimonials and things that others say about us sound general and vague. But when you are specific to the outcomes, that say you and I work together, Susan, and you help me improve in my business this 20% this time and win this big, and so on and so forth, people pay attention to those specific metrics. So that's one way that it's an immediate win, quantifying what your customers think about you. Another thing is hearing what maybe you don't want to hear, because we love our babies, right? Our business. And as you say, I don't want to create this situation where I tell you something that I think I might hurt this relationship, but having an external party, right? Listening to that information and digging in on understanding the why behind allows you to understand the feedback, not from a personal point of view, but from a business point of view, in a way that allows both parties to grow, so that your client and your customer feels heard. They can express themselves, they can see and tell you the things that they also don't like, so that you continue growing, and you can receive it in a way that, again, will be perceived as, oh, okay, so these are the things that I never thought of, that I could be better. And these little nuances usually help you not only get that client double, triple happy and stay with you longer and give you an extra 30% revenue increase in an upsell, but they will also bring in more clients. So yes, having these conversations with your clients, they are unbiased, and they reveal amazing information.
I love it. It just kind of leads me back to that, that thought, because I've done it myself, is that sometimes just a very small incremental change can move that needle and really impact that bottom line significantly. And it's probably not something you ever thought of, because I think as business owners, being one myself, we're often, like you said, we know how to run our businesses, but yet we're often so close to it that we can't see everything that we need to see, or maybe there's things that we don't want to see. No, none of us have been there. No, no,
No, no, I've
no,
heard,
no,
I've heard.
none of us are that way. But no, it's true. And so I really, I love what you're doing with this model and this service. And so how does it work so that if someone who is listening is interested in, yeah, I've been thinking about this, I'd really like more insights into where I should be going next with my business, that how does it work?
Yeah, absolutely. So we get on a conversation. I am all about optimizing and efficiency. So for starters, I hate wasting time, and nobody has the time. But I also love giving you the best out of every investment that you make. Meaning, we begin with a conversation. I have a very specific set of questions that I ask, either one-to-one, or I ask you to collect some information from me. And with that, I begin making this analysis on different areas. So everything is customizable and personalized. However, I run a system that it's compounded by 4 parts. And again, it all begins with this audit and diagnostic. And based on where you are and where you want to be and what is in between, right? What's the obstacle that has stopped you from achieving that specific objective or outcome? We can either, the next immediate thing will be giving you this 10-day report where you can see this is where you are, this is why you are not getting there, and these are the immediate things that you can implement. Once you get that, you can say, okay, I really want to execute and make change quickly. That's something that I love, for instance, when I work with CEOs and business owners, and I love working with people who want to take action, because you can spend months planning on or analysis paralysis, right?
Right.
But executing fast is I mean, that's how business are win, right? When you execute fast. So that's how we begin with a conversation, a set of questions, and an implementation plan. Again, that can begin with 10 days, move to 30 days, and from there we can stay as long as the client needs it.
Right. So it's not like, oh, I'm going to need this for a lifetime. It's all
No.
going to depend on where you want to go and where you want to, how you're going to get there. And I love that. It's that flexibility, because a lot of folks are very scared these days getting tied into a long-term contract. And it's no, I want what I want when I want it, and I only want to take the chance for this amount of time. And so that's great that you're able to, structure it to meet the needs of, based on where someone wants to go in their business. So this is a great stopping point. So at our next session here with Paty, we're going to be talking about how you can use these insights. We just now talked about finding out what your customer is thinking. Now, we have a crisis and a labor shortage in our industry. I know it's a sore subject. I don't need to be keeping to bring it up and harp on it, but we need to do something about it. And Paty and I discussed, wow, how you could use some of the principles, the same things that you use for gathering customer insights for how to improve your business, can also be applied to what's going on with your team. Are you losing people? Are you not getting the productivity that you need? Are you having problems recruiting and expanding or finding the right people? And then when you find them, how do you hang on to them? So next up, we're going to be talking about how to gather insights using these same tools from customer fit. So Paty, for those who are interested in learning more about this service for client insights, how can they learn more? What's the best way to get in touch with you?
Thank you, Suzan. The main platform that I use is LinkedIn. You can look for me as Patricia Rubio, and that will be an easy find for you. That's where my page as well is customersfit.com. And I can share with you my phone if you want. But so far, those are the main platforms that work.
LinkedIn, and that information will also be in the show notes. So again, thank you for, sharing your wisdom with us. I'm really looking forward to continuing the conversation. And thank you, listeners, for tuning in. Hope you learned something valuable or things that are making you think, maybe I should do this. And so thanks again. Until next time, keep it flowing. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode. If you're ready to take your marketing to the next level and start increasing sales and opportunities for your business, reach out to us at Creative Raven. We're here to help you thrive in the digital landscape. Visit creativeraven.com or click the link in the show notes below to schedule a call and learn how we can support your growth. If you enjoyed the insights on today's episode, be sure to hit subscribe so you'll never miss an update. Until next time, keep growing and keep it flowing.